was white people shit. Okay? And I'm not talking about the people who went to the concert. You ready for this one? You got 250,000 people at a concert. This is one of the reasons I didn't do comedy during the fucking COVID. Because this was 99. These kids paid. First off, it was 100 degrees and they took their water when they came in. Made them pay for water. I mean, it was just a ton of shit that, listen, it's greed. But then the white shit came in. 250,000 people. And the guy that organized Woodstock in 66 or whatever it was, 69, wanted to pass out candles.
To what? To a forest fire? What are you going to do?
No, he wanted to pass out candles because the head of the Columbine had just happened.
Oh, jeez.
And the head of the Columbine Society for Kids. And again, I understand I'm very compliant. I know what your losses are. But this is 250,000 savages. And you want to go out there and give out 250,000 candles because you want to take a picture for awareness at youth of gun control? It would be such a great moment. No, it wouldn't. These guys are animals. They haven't slept in 3 days. They're fucking filled with fucking drugs. And they smell like shit. They're covered in shit. They were swimming in shit. The New Jersey board, the New York board went up there and tested the water. These people shouldn't even have skin by now within the shit and the fucking dirt and what was Rome, New York. You know, when you look at this, you know that's not a safe place for a fucking girl.
I think that's what the difference is, though. They wanted the picture with the candles, but with all the money they made from that festival, they could have made a huge donation to some organization. But no, they wanted the picture because it would look good, and they don't care.
They don't give a fuck. So, to get to my thing, I noticed that there was a lot of naked women, and I'm like, something must have happened. Well, in LA, guys, when you go to places like the store, when you go to places like Dan Tana's, when you go to any of these places, I would never went to a club in LA. Like, I don't know what a club is in LA, but I got to tell you, there's got to be tons of these women in this club. All these women are walking into these clubs, whether you like it, and I'm not explaining myself correctly, but they're walking in there naked without being naked.
That's a lot of places, but yeah, LA especially.
That's a lot of places, guys. They're walking in there naked, even though they're not naked. They're walking in there with their fucking nostrils wide open. And it's like those young girls that went to Woodstock. You know, they got sold a party. Guys, it's not a fucking party. It's not a fucking party. It's like this chick that's suing my man there, you know, beautiful people. We all live in Marilyn Manson. When you go on a date with Marilyn Manson, you got to suppose at some part of the date he's going to go to put a candle in your asshole. Lit, okay? Because it's Marilyn Manson does. But you're a girl from like fucking Boulder. You think you want to party with Marilyn Manson, then when he puts a crowbar up your pussy, you want to fucking complain. I get it. But if you play with fire, you're going to get burnt, ladies. This is the reason why I pulled my daughter out of LA. Because I couldn't teach my daughter how to not play with fire and get burnt. When she looked around, all those women were in the game to get burnt. They didn't know they were going to get burnt, but they're going to get fucking burnt. And, you know, for all these people who are sticking up, listen, you guys have no idea what goes on in those disgusting places like LA. I mean, you know, everybody talks about Harvey Weinstein. What about the women that did sleep with Harvey Weinstein? I wish before he dies, he puts that book out so you see. You know, listen, man, I'll sleep with him one time, but I'll have a career. You still slept with him. You still got a fucking asterisk next to your fucking name. You know? That's how I put it. You're like fucking anybody who did steroids.
Like Barry Bonds?
Huh?
They're the Barry Bonds of acting.
Yeah, he's like a Barry Bonds of fucking acting. You know, you sucked I want to know how many women dick suck Harvey Weinstein's dick. Okay? And even all those women that he came over and knocked on their door and raped them. You know, I can't do this shit. Lee can't do this shit. So there's something to do with power and out in LA that makes everybody kind of sell their soul. That makes everybody in a way walk around naked. When I got there, I walked around naked. I didn't know what to fucking expect. And then as you're there a couple months, you're like, you know what? This is the jungle. This ain't no place to walk around fucking naked. These people playing for keeps. There's 1,000 horrible stories that come out of LA, motherfuckers. You guys just don't hear them. Horrible. Horrible. For every 100 girls that come in on that fucking Greyhound bus every day to LA, 2,000 of them leave fucked up from what they've fucking seen. Okay, what the desperation is, how it, you know. I still remember moving to LA. And again, I didn't know what was going on. People said you go to Runyon Canyon and you walk.
Right.
So I lived down the block from Runyon Canyon. I remember I went to Runyon Canyon like 3 times. It's a bunch of fucking jerk-offs. But I still remember walking into Runyon Canyon and they had Yogi Steve.
Right.
He used to do yoga on the side. I didn't know him at that time. So sometimes I would pull to the right. I would go to the left just to see what the people were doing, yoga, jumping jacks. But I would listen to this table over here. There was 8 girls at this table. They would sit there at 9 o'clock and bring their audition sheets. This is how desperate and retarded these fucking people were. They would bring their audition paperwork to this fucking table with these other 8 girls. They all had baseball hats on. And they would sit there and talk about how they went to Jack's house. They were talking about Jack Nicholson and what Jack would make them do. And how great Jack was. And he's great. Oh, my God, he had blow last night. Oh, he got it from India, from these Indians that had... And I would sit there and go, these bitches... And even then, this is my first 2 weeks in L.A., and I would look at these girls and go, these girls have no clue the animals that they're dealing with. At that time, I figure fucking... he was my age, Jack Nicholson, 59, 57, when I got to L.A., maybe. These girls were 20. You know they were all sucking that old Hollywood cock from Easy Rider, being on a motorcycle and shit. You know, I mean, think about it. You need that in your life? These girls are parading themselves now in some community in Idaho, telling people they were actresses. Meanwhile, they still got the taste in their mouth from that old nut in Jack Nicholson's fucking, you know.
Witness relocation program for all the people who sucked his dick.
I look at LA now, man. Now I see like, when you're there, you don't see this. And I've told Lee and I've told you guys, when I look at Instagram sometimes and I see these videos of women and stuff, I'm like, these people are losing their fucking mind. These are millionaires. These people are millionaires, jumping up and fucking down. You know, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't be fucking jumping up and down a goddamn fucking video. I'd be at home counting those 20s. There's a big fucking difference. I mean, but it's, I think that's how bad the pandemic has been. It's fucked people up. It fucked me up. But then again, when I got back here, I didn't know, dog, I was so out of it.
It's hard not to be. It's hard to know, because if you watch the news or you pay attention to what's happening, it seems like everything's burning. The world's going to end. And then, you just come back. I think that's probably why the homeless problem is the way it is in all up and down California. Because people, like you said, people go there and lose their mind, and they don't leave. They don't go. The lucky ones go to Iowa. There's a lot of them who are just they lost everything.
I really felt that was a setup towards the end, also in L.A. I thought L.A. towards the end, I seen the homeless population quadruple in just a short amount of time. Something wasn't right, and then they would move around in 200s or 100. Don't they need a bus?
They got nothing but time. They just walk, I guess.
Nah, something was going on in L.A. 2016 was one thing.
What about the ones in Vegas, though? Have you seen the homeless people? Those are scary.
Bro, Vegas, San Francisco. Listen, man, the fucking West Coast is done. Ground Zero. What's that area they call in Seattle now? Manifestation area, downtown, Oregon. Guys, I'm very happy that I'm sitting put. I'm very happy. And if you want to ask me right out, I'll tell you. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I'm scared to get on a plane and go do 4 fucking shows at a comedy club that doesn't give a fuck whether I win or lose for the sake of nothing. You know, life is so unpredictable now. Every Monday when you wake up, they fucking throw these shootings down. And it's like these shootings can't happen. Like, you keep going, what? Another shooting this weekend in Cincinnati? 2 weeks ago in Chicago? So when is the next one? And it's funny, I went to the mall yesterday. I had to go pick up something, the Freehold Mall. And I pulled in and I saw a cop car. And I go, I wonder if he's here arresting shoplifters or something happened. I went and I picked up the book. I walked out and I saw the cop car there. There was nobody in there. And I'm like, oh, he's probably here as a deterrent for shootings at a mall or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, how fucked up is that you're driving by one day, you go, holy shit, my kid needs a pair of sneakers. You pull into the fucking mall, you got a half hour to kill, you walk into the mall and all of a sudden there's a fucking shooter. And maybe you get shot, maybe you don't. What does that do to your fucking day?
It destroyed, and that's what I think it is, at least, because LA is not all bad.
No, not at all,
It's,
guys.
but I think what happened is we got lucky, and we, like you're saying, you don't want to, like, you're scared-ish to go on a plane, but you just realized that there's things you'd rather do, and we were able to, like, just change our lives during the pandemic in that way. There's some people who, because of either losing their job or the work, they just got angrier during the pandemic, and we're just two separate sides. I think you either got better or you got a lot worse during the pandemic. Because, like, yeah, LA just attracts those kinds of people. It's a very selfish, because who wants to be a movie star? Very selfish, self-centered, and I get it. There's a lot of great actors, but it's people who think they're the best. And, like, didn't someone just shave their eyebrow last week? Like a rapper. Yeah, she did on Instagram Live, and her publicist was calling her, "Stop it! What are you like?" And she was on the phone. She's like, "Oh, they're losing their mind. I'm shaving my eye." Like, it's like that candle thing. Their goal is not to create good content. Their goal is not to be good people. Their goal is to get as many views as possible, which can be good. But because there's a lot of good, there's a lot of great TV and but there's a lot of shit out there that's just, like, I want to have you seen the stuff on, like, YouTube where people prank, like, they'll run up to you and throw shit at you at a store, or, like, whisper in your ear? No. And people, like, I think people have gotten killed, haven't they? Like, some YouTube pranksters have gotten killed because, like, they throw something from over the other side of the aisle on top of somebody's head. And they think it's hysterical, and it's, we made the right, and life is, like, all the fun you get to have, going to, like, you went to a Phillies game, you went to a Yankees game.
I didn't do this for 30 years.
No.
Though. I didn't do this for 30 years, because when I was in, I was in. I enjoy how I feel now about comedy. I'm going to go down there, I'm going to give it my best, whatever happens, happens. You know, I do some writing, whatever, but I'm not working for the agents. I don't give a fuck what Netflix thinks. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. But to correct myself, I'm not scared of, like, getting stabbed or something. I'm scared for people. I'm scared for me in general. You know, I'm scared. I'll tell you what. My brother went to Chicago this weekend for Comic-Con. On the way there was no problem. The flight, great, blah, blah, blah. No. He got there late, and then they bumped him. You know, if you know anything about my brother, you give him $1 million, he won't get there on time. So, seriously, it's not even funny anymore. At 59, it's not even funny, dog. And that night I told him, I said, change the flight right now, because 6:15, I don't see it. No, I'm different now. Next day, I just called at 11. Let's see where he's at. I'm eating breakfast at fucking Newark. What happened to 6:15? Oh, you're not gonna believe it. The Uber driver went the wrong way. Yeah, I know.
I'm surprised you weren't monitoring the flight to see if it got canceled and just text him at like 7.
I already know the story. You don't need to get the details. Like I told you, you just know that person. You know what they're about. They're thrown themselves into this fucking hell. Let's play the hand out. Sit down. No. Sit down. Don't go nowhere. Watch him. Watch what he does. You know, he could have changed that flight for the 10 o'clock. He didn't. He challenged himself. I'm be there at 6:15. I go, what time did you get there? We got there at 6:20. No, you didn't. But that's the thing. Not even, my daughter has softball during the week. He'll call at 3. What time is softball? 6. Same field. 6:50, you'll see him with a chair, with a bag. What happened, Joe? Oh, no, traffic. I brought ginger ale. Why? Why did you bring ginger ale? Who asked you? Who told you we wanted ginger ale? Like, you bringing ginger ales that have changed 50 fucking minutes? 50 fucking minutes. I mean, he's hysterical. But anyway, on the way back last night, again, he called me before he was going to get on the plane at 4:30. And I'm like, because he can't do it. Do you know in 1987 he was coming to Colorado? It took him 3 days. He kept eating Valium at the airport and passing out and sleeping during his flight. By the time I got my Cuban sandwiches, they had mold on them 3 days later. Oh. I told him,
you would think after the second day, he'd be like, oh.
Dog, he was stuck in Pittsburgh. I kept telling him, dog, don't lose those sandwiches. I'll fucking kill you. Because that's all I didn't even want to see him. I just wanted to fucking keep the sandwiches. But this morning I talked to him, and you ready for this? He had a 4:30 flight. When he got on the flight, he fucking passed out. He did not know. The flight was taking off at 4:30, was arriving at Newark at 7:07. What time did it land in Newark?
6:30.
9:30 last night. But when he landed, they held him on the tarmac from 9:30 to 10:50. Listen, guys.
The worst.
I don't mind on the way in. If I'm going somewhere and you call me at the airport and the airport says, flight 11:54 to Chicago is canceled. Listen, cancel the Zanies weekend. Papa's not coming. I'm not waiting. I'm telling you right now. If I book a fucking weekend, this is why I took New York, guys. This is why I did this 5 shows in New York. Trust me, I'm saving everybody aggravation. Because if I would have booked Miami and I get to Newark is the number 2 most canceled fucking airport in the country. I don't know what number 1 is. I don't know.
Hell.
But if I get to that fucking airport and it says delayed and I'm going to Miami, right there I call whatever the club is and go, listen, we'll give it a shot in 6 months. I'm not staying here all day.
Not next week.
And I'm not giving him my luggage. That's why I'll keep my weed and everything on the sleep apnea, because if they say, well, we can't, you know what? Here's a 50. Send it to the house. Federal Express. I'm not even waiting, because if they cancel a flight, it takes you 2 hours to get your luggage back.
Oh,
That's happened to me and Simone in New Orleans. We can go. People are like, well, we'll send you a helicopter. That's great, but we got no fucking luggage.
Right.
They didn't give it to us, so I'm not playing that shit at all. Now, let me tell you the other side of that coin. Let's say I do make it to Miami, and I do the fucking great 5 shows. We had a show on Thursday, and I get to that airport, 6 o'clock in the morning, and it says canceled. What happened on 9/11 is going to be a door prize to what I'm going to do at that fucking airport.
Oh.
I'm going to pull my hairs out. I'm going to call every pilot a cocksucker, the chick at the front desk. When she tells me there's no flight till 11, or they tell you now, tomorrow at 10, I'll lose it. So before that happens, I'll sit here.
Yeah.
I'll sit here. I'll do Uncle Vinny's. I'll do the Stress Factory. And I'll do fucking the Sony Theater till February, and then we'll see how it looks in February. If February is looking a little better with the sky, then we'll fucking start taking flights. But if not, I'll sit here till my ass grows roots. I don't need to go anywhere. I really don't. I don't need to go to California. I need to go to your fucking wedding. So if you invite me to a wedding, listen, I wouldn't go to your wedding if you got married next door.
I was going to say,
but I'm not going to your...
You can't blame the pandemic on the wedding.
No, I'm not going to fucking nowhere. And let all these assholes that go to these weddings, and we're going to Mexico, let them get delayed for 12 hours. You get down there, you hate the fucking groom and the fucking bride, cocksucker. 12 hours to come to your fucking retarded wedding. Everybody's got to dress in white, make believe they're having a good time on the beach. You know, the fucking weddings with that shit. Meanwhile, she's sucking dick at White Castle for the last 10 years in the back of the car. Now she's dressed in white. And we all got to be nice. Oh, my God, you look so beautiful. You look like a spring bride. Who gives a... You like a fucking dirty whore. Knock it the fuck off, all right? Sick and tired of this stupidity going on. What up, dog? Where's those edibles? What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm not inviting you to a wedding, I guess.
Huh?
I want to invite you to a wedding.
I don't want to go to no fucking weddings, guys. I don't have fucking 8 hours. Mike's having like a 2-hour wedding. That's it. In, out, pork chops, get the fuck out. 4 hours.
He'll be there for 2.
Two. I'll dance one time. I won't even say goodbye.
No, that's the best.
They'll see the tape. What happened to Joey? I don't know. There's smoke.
I used to have to keep an eye on you because, like, if we went to a club, you told me, like, I'll leave you here.
I'll leave you
when
here.
I'm ready to go, you better be ready to go. So, like, I always had to keep an eye on you.
Aren't ready to leave.
Then when I'm ready to go, I got to go. This is the circle. This is the. You got 2 minutes from there. This is it. Wrap it up. You know. I don't care about. Listen, let's get together for lunch. Look, right here. Wrap it up. That's conversation's sake. Viva la vista. We'll see you next week, and we'll go. I'll leave you.